How you doing, and welcome back to One Man, One Project. My name is Dennis Kintop. I am one man. I've been working on the electrical panel. We had a 12 circuit panel, 100 amp. We upgraded to a 40 circuit panel, 200 amp service. So I've been putting in my breakers today. Almost done. I have, I think, 7 over here. I have to run at least 2 more, maybe 3. So I wanted to show you how you put in wire and wire it into a breaker and get it all done. I have all my wires coming in, and I make sure where it's going to go into the panel at the clamp. A good rule of thumb is if it goes across the panel another 6 inches, it's probably good enough. A lot of it's going to depend on where you're going to put your wire. If you're coming in at the bottom and you're going to the top, you better make it a little bit longer. Then what I do is I just take a little bit of a blade on my razor knife, and I just barely cut it. Doesn't even matter if it's straight, it doesn't matter if it goes all the way through. And then I take and I peel it off. Because I've scored it, normally it'll come right off. If I haven't scored it enough, then we just cut off that part that's bad. You don't want to go too far. By code, you have to have at least a ½ inch of the jacket, the plastic jacket on the Romex, into the panel. You can't just have your bare wires going into the panel. So I get it all cleaned up, all the excess cut off, paper out, and I know where I'm going in. This whole panel is hot. The silver shiny part right here is hot. Anywhere you touch that, and then if you touch something else at the same time, there's a good chance it'll go boom. And we don't want that to happen. So what I do is I put a little curl on it so I can grab it. And I hold on to these. I don't let go of this end until I have everything right where I want it. I get my jacket in there. Nice and neat. I got it far enough over. The screw is a little square with a straight line in it. It's a special screwdriver. And it works perfect. It's what it's set up for both the clamps, the neutral bar, which this is the neutral bar right here, and also the breakers themselves. So I get my wire in, I get it tightened up. Just like putting on anything, don't just do one side, do the top, do the bottom, do the top, do the bottom. And most electric, all you want really is snug. Then you want to get your wires separated, because my neutrals are going to go up here, the hot's going to go right there, so I don't need as much wire as I have, but these are going up, the other one's going to go down. So what you want to do is you know about, again, where you're going to run your neutral in your ground. I cut them off at the same length. I take the wire itself, I strip off about 1 inch on the more mosquitoes in this house. I strip off about 1 inch. When I do the hot, when I'm going into the breaker, I only take off about 3/8 of an inch. I want to keep everything off to one side. I want to keep everything neat. I want to keep everything in order. Nothing worse than going into a panel and somebody's just ran the wires everywhere, and if you have to work on it, you have to take out 3 breakers to get to 1. So you get your neutral and your ground in the neutral bar. If they're too big, like my 6 gauge wire, it's supposed to be 8, I use 6. Make sure you're pushing behind them so you know they're in, nice and tight. If you're using a larger wire, I put the ground in a separate one than I did the neutral. So I have everything pulled back nice and neat. I know that this is a 14 gauge wire. For a 14 gauge wire, you can't do it any more than 15 amps. 12 gauge wire, you can do 20 amps. So I have a 15 amp breaker. I loosen it up. Now you could put the breaker in and screw it in there inside the panel, but it's like, why do you want to do that? Now you are working with hot stuff. The breaker's going right here, so you might think I could just do that. The problem is if you ever have to work in the panel, if you ever have to take the breaker out, everything's too short. So what you do is you just go down and you go up. So if you were to pull the breaker out, you'd have some room to pull the breaker out. Then you cut off about 3/8 of an inch. It doesn't take much. There's little grooves where the wires go in. I doubt I'm showing you right, but there's little grooves that they go in. So what you want to do is try to make sure you're getting them in the groove. It's always better if you get it in the groove. If you don't, the wire can slip out. It needs to be in that groove. And again, it needs to be snug. It doesn't need to be in there, you know, like you're bolting down a deck board or something. You line it up, you push it in, not happy. Happy. So that was the circuit. That's how easy it was to put in. You have to be careful. If you're afraid of electricity, don't touch it. Call somebody. If you respect it and you realize what's going on, you should be okay. I'm going to show you a little more and then I'll let you go. So what I did is I ran all my wires in from all over the house. And then I fed them into the panel. As I cut off the ends that were either duct tape or had magic marker on them, I wrote them up on the jacket up above so that I don't forget what they are, because I won't be doing the panel right away or the panel cover. And those are all in, all nice and neat, clean, happy. So that's installing a breaker. Tomorrow or the next day I'm a little taller, a little short. Tomorrow I'll show you how you do a switch and an outlet and how you clamp the grounds together and things like that. So I'll show you that one. I'll be doing that one probably tomorrow. Gonna work on electric. It's been raining. Thanks everybody. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. This is One Man, One Project. I am one man. My name's Dennis. The project is the Cape Project, and we're moving right along. Look at that panel, man. I'm a happy camper. Talk to you later. Bye.